everybody, welcome to the Mr. Hornsby 3 show and a continued build to Wrestle Figure Mania. I am Mean Gene Okerlund, and today we are going to hear from the WWF Tag Team Champions, the Unholy Alliance. We're going to hear from Booker T. We're going to hear from the number one contender for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, Lex Luger, and we are going to hear from the Rock and the Acolytes, and they got another big announcement they will be revealing here on today's build. So first off, let's bring in the current WWF Tag Team Champions, the Giant, the Undertaker, and their manager Paul Bearer, known as the Unholy Alliance. So Paul Bearer, in a few weeks, your boys will be defending their WWF Tag Team Championships in a triple threat match against the team of Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys. So what do you got to say? Well, Mean Gene Okerlund, the fact of the matter is, we're getting closer and closer to Wrestle Figure Mania. But if you think my Unholy Alliance is getting nervous, you're dead wrong. Because the Undertaker and the Big Show are the most dominant tag team in the World Wrestling Federation right now. So, Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, know this. The Unholy Alliance is gonna claim your souls. Oh, yes. If I can get the ball bearer to stand. Put him against the Batmobile. So, Undertaker, you got anything to add to what your manager Paul Bearer just said?
Well, Mean Gene, like Paul Bearer said, we're getting closer and closer to Wrestle Figure Mania. But you know what? Me and the big man are not worried, because Edge and Christian are a joke of a tag team. And as for the Dudley Boys, we've kicked their asses so many times. We don't have no fear of either one of those teams. And once we finish them off, we will prove why the Unholy Alliance is the most powerful team in the World Wrestling Federation.
Anything for you to say, big man?
The big man will not be talking today, but he feels the same way I feel and the same way that Paul feels. These guys are nothing, and they're always gonna be nothing. And at Wrestle Figure Mania, both of those teams will rest in peace.
Crap. Well, very confident team there. And Undertaker and Big Show, the Unholy Alliance, along with their manager Paul Bearer, plan to walk out still World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion. So my guest at this time now is one of the men that is competing for the vacant U.S. Heavyweight title, and that is Booker T. So Booker, we found out a few weeks ago that at Wrestle Figure Mania, it's going to be you and Bam Bam Bigelow in the finals for the United States Heavyweight Championship. So, what do you got to say about that? First of all, Mean Gene, let me tell that sucker Bam Bam Bigelow something. If you think you're gonna walk out the United States heavyweight champion, well then you got another thing coming, brother. Because Booker T has been on his game throughout this whole tournament, and I don't plan to lack off as we get closer and closer to Wrestle Figure Mania. And Bam Bam Bigelow, you want to try to get back to the WCW World Heavyweight Championship? Well, let me tell you something now, sucker. You got a big obstacle in front of you, and that's Booker T. And I also have my plans to finally become the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. So, Bam Bam, I need that title just as much as you do. Because I don't care if it's Bill Goldberg, Lex Luger, Kevin Nash, or anybody else holding that belt by the time I come for it. The fact of the matter is, Booker T's coming for that title, and he's going to win that title just like I'm going to win the U.S. Heavyweight title at Wrestle Figure Mania. Now can you dig that, sucker? Oh, a very determined and a very hungry Booker T looking to etch his name in the hat to get to the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, which is held by Bill Goldberg right now. Speaking of the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, let's talk to this scumbag who stabbed his best friend in the back at Clash of the Figures and also is the number one contender, unfortunately, for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. The total package, Lex Luger. So Luger, you will face Goldberg at Wrestle Figure Mania, and Goldberg's already said he's going to beat the living daylights out of you. What do you got to say in response to what Goldberg said? First of all, Mean Gene Okerlund, I am not a scumbag. I did what I had to do to become the number one contender for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And whether you like my methods or not, the fact of the matter is, I'm the one going to face Bill Goldberg at Wrestle Figure Mania for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. So, you could judge me all you want, but the fact of the matter is, I'm walking in Wrestle Figure Mania the challenger, and I am walking out the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Now I'm going to go work out. Well, pretty much the same promo. Added a few different things from the total package Lex Luger. Now, before we hear from The Rock, we're going to hear from the guys that agreed to back him up at Wrestle Figure Mania in the WWF Heavyweight Championship match. And that is Farouk Bradshaw, the APA. So, first of all, I'll ask you first, Farouk. What did The Rock have to pay you guys to get you to agree to back him up at Wrestle Figure Mania? Well, Mean Gene, sorry to break the news to you, but Rock didn't have to pay us nothing. We played him in a poker game, he beat us, and we agreed to help him out. And not only that, we are sick and tired of the McMahon-Helmsley regime trying to run wild on the whole World Wrestling Federation. So we decided to help The Rock and back him up from punks like the D-Generation X and anybody else who decides to be in Triple H's corner at Wrestle Figure Mania. So you guys did not make The Rock pay at all. Well, you heard the man, Mean Gene. He told you, Rock beat us at a poker game. Now, he got lucky, But you know what? Even if he wouldn't have beat us at a poker game, we still would have helped because we are sick and tired of the McMahon-Helmsley regime ruining the World Wrestling Federation. And as for D-Generation X, we're going to kick your sorry asses if you get involved in this WWF heavyweight title match. Because the APA is here to make money, drink beer, and kick a lot of ass. Oh, there you go. APA is telling everyone that The Rock beat them in a poker game. But you know what? JBL did say they got lucky. I mean, Bradshaw did say they got lucky, so yeah. Speaking of which, now we are going to hear from the number one contender for the WWF Heavyweight Championship, The Rock. So, Rock, what do you got to say? First of all, Mean Gene, how many times does The Rock have to tell your Rudy Poo candy ass that The Rock doesn't need you for an interview, so take your candy ass on for I slap you silly. I got lawyers. Yeah, well, you know what? The Rock's got lawyers too, so get your candy ass out of here. Now that that's taken care of, finally, The Rock has come back to the Mr. Hornsby 83 show. Now, Triple H, The Rock heard what you had to say last week, and The Rock says this, you know what? Whether you have another guy in your back pocket or not, The Rock is not willing to chance it, so what The Rock decided to do is find some backup himself, some extra backup, and I use my little special phone call just in case you do have somebody else in your pocket. But right now, The Rock wants to introduce to you his third piece of backup for the match at Wrestle Figure Mania. He is the WWF Intercontinental Champion, Rikishi. So, Triple H, my big surprise will still happen if you do happen to have someone else in your back pocket. But if you don't, Rikishi, my boys in the APA, will kick all of DX's monkey asses. They will kick your asses all the way from here to frickin' Jupiter. But The Rock says this. Triple H, the fact of the matter is this. It doesn't matter who you got. It doesn't matter who The Rock has. The fact of the matter is, one thing for sure, The Rock will come into Wrestle Figure Mania and will lay it to smack it down on your Rudy Poo candy ass. And not only that, The Rock is walking out still walking out the new WWF Heavyweight Champion, whether you like it or not. Triple H, you can run around and go, well, Triple H is going to have more backup because The Rock says this. It doesn't matter how much backup you got. The Rock has plenty of people he can bring in to whip the candy ass of the backup you got. The Rock tells you right now, Triple H, he guarantees he's walking out the new WWF Heavyweight Champion. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Catch you guys later. Peace out.